Okay, so at Rutgers University, New Brunswick, we have 2 scholarships for transfer students. We have a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship that is $8,000 per year. We also have the Francis B. and PhD Lamadou scholarship. So, and that goes up to $3,500 per year. In the last few years, it's been awarded at that highest amount. So for both of these scholarships, they are very competitive. Okay, the minimum GPA in order to be considered is a 3.8. The 3.8 minimum GPA does not guarantee the scholarship because we do have a finite number of awards. We award 50 Phi Theta Kappa scholarships per year. Phi Theta Kappa is awarded in the fall and the spring, and we award 50 for the whole year. The Lamadou is only offered in the fall or awarded in the fall. There is no separate application for these 2 scholarships. Students just have to apply to Rutgers for admission by the transfer application due date. So for fall, as Vince mentioned, that was February 1st. If you're applying for spring, then that due date is October 1st. Okay, so that's basically all a student has to do. And for the Phi Theta Kappa, they do have to identify themselves, similar to the Rutgers Newark Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship Award. You have to say yes to the Phi Theta Kappa question on the application. I always tell students, if you've been offered to be a member of Phi Theta Kappa, but you just haven't gotten your paperwork in yet, or you haven't paid your fees, say yes on the application, because you're only going to be asked to prove that you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa if you're offered the scholarship, and that typically happens months after you're applying. So for us, for Rutgers New Brunswick, the fall Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship Award, they start going out with offers in the beginning of April. So there's plenty of time between now and then to get all your little ducks in a row, so that if you are awarded the scholarship, you can prove that you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa. So going back to how competitive the scholarships are, I just want to say, I was saying about the 3.8. So typically students that are actually offered the scholarship, because we have so many 4.0s at Rutgers, are going to be students that have GPAs of 3.97 or above. So it's really competitive. That's for Phi Theta Kappa. For Lamadou, we don't stack our awards. So if you get a Phi Theta Kappa, you don't get a Lamadou, so we try to spread, the scholarships out. So Lamadou typically goes to very high achieving students who are not PTK. So because it's just a handful of them, it's usually all 4.0 students. We do also offer NJ Stars 2 at Rutgers. So if you're an NJ Stars student, you can get NJ Stars 2 at Rutgers and at Rutgers Newark as well. I see Vince nodding his head. So you can get up to $1,250 per semester on NJ Stars 2. And then the only other scholarship that we have that we also can offer to transfer students, it's not a Rutgers scholarship, but we partner with an organization called the Dream.us. And this is a scholarship for dreamers. So because it's not a Rutgers scholarship, there is an application for that scholarship. You have to go on the Dream.us website and complete their application for the scholarship. And it does need to be completed by the end of this month, which is rapidly approaching. So if you think that you might be eligible for that, I urge you to go on the website and complete that. And I know when we go in the breakout rooms, I will be putting stuff also in the chat rooms. In the chat box, so that you can get more information about all of these scholarships. And that's it for me.
I think that means I'm up next. So Drew also offers very generous merit scholarships to our transfer students. These scholarships are automatically awarded at the point of acceptance. So we review your application, and on that basis we'll make a decision. They range between $10,000 and $20,000, so you need a GPA of 2.75 or higher in order to be considered. We also offer a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship in the amount of $2,500, and our awards are stackable. So at the high end, you can qualify for $22,500. We automatically renew these scholarships for up to 2 additional cycles, so that's 3 times total. We divide the scholarships in half, so half goes towards the fall, the other half goes towards the spring, and that does not include merit-based scholarships, federal state aid, work study. So your package after you apply, as long as you've submitted the FAFSA, you'll get a complete package giving you a clear understanding of what your bottom line is, how much you're going to end up paying out of pocket. So anybody who's interested, please apply. Our deadline is quite late. We're a small school, so we can move quickly, even right at the end, although we don't recommend that you leave it that late, but you can apply as late as July 25th. Students who are interested in transferring in the spring can apply by the end of the year. So by January 1st, we want the application received. And, you know, definitely do submit the FAFSA. That's very important. I want you to have full information from Drew. So did I qualify for a merit-based scholarship? What kind of additional assistance did I qualify for? How many of my credits are transferring? What's my bottom line? You know, so I want to be there to help you and guide you. Do not hesitate to reach out if I can help in any way. On to my friend Jen.
Thank you. Similar to my colleagues, we have scholarships that are offered at the time of admission. So we have the general merit-based scholarships that are offered that range by GPA. So it starts at a 2.5 GPA and it goes all the way up to the 4.0. And those go for fall 2021, we actually had a 10% tuition reduction. So the scholarships, you'll see reflected in that too. So if you've seen previous scholarship charts for Rider, they might look very different from what the future scholarship charts will look like, but it's ranging from 9,000 to 16,000, and that's just kind of based on your GPA. If you're a Phi Theta Kappa member, you automatically get an additional $1,000 on top of that that you can add in. And that'll apply automatically. There's nothing special that you have to do for that one. And then the other thing that you don't have to apply for is called a Campus Connection Grant. So that is if you want to live on campus at Rider, we also offer a $3,000 grant that you can use towards your housing. So we have some students from Middlesex who commute. We have some who live on campus. That's up to you. But if you do indicate on your application that you want to live on campus, you'll see that grant applied into your file as well. The one scholarship that we have at Rider that you do have to apply for is the Transfer Trustee Scholarship, and that is a full ride scholarship. So full tuition, it is 3.5 GPA. You have to be a Phi Theta Kappa member, and you have to be graduating from your community college in order to qualify to apply for that scholarship. But if you're selected, you'll have to interview with a team of faculty. As a semifinalist, you'll interview with us, and then we will select the top 3 students that will receive that scholarship. And that scholarship is full tuition for 2 years. It doesn't include housing, so it's just covering your tuition costs. And that's something that's, again, really competitive, but it's a great opportunity. We actually did have one of our recipients was from Middlesex last year, so maybe we'll have a legacy going on. I don't know, but oh, Charlotte's in here. Yeah, so we had a winner from Middlesex last year. We have a couple really great applicants this year, so we'll see. We're hoping to notify students in a few weeks if they've been selected to come in for an interview. That particular scholarship does have a deadline of February 1st. So if you are considering fall 2021, unfortunately, you've missed that deadline, but you're still eligible for all of the other generous scholarships that I talked about earlier. And if you're considering fall of 2022, just something to keep on your radar, that we do offer that option that you can apply for.
Thank you for sharing all this valuable information. Actually, scholarships are one of the major pillars of PTK, just like the ideals of leadership, fellowship, and service. Talking about service and leadership, I can say with confidence that campus involvement is a #1 priority for PTK members and most members. What kinds of student clubs and organizations are available on campus that members can be involved in?
Are we just going backwards? Like,
Yes, the same way.
Sure. Okay. So there's a lot of different clubs and organizations that we have on campus. They range from social to academic, Greek life, service oriented. So a lot of different options for students to get involved. We also have Division I athletics on campus and club sports as well. So if you're into that, you can get involved with that as well. Funny story, I'm actually the advisor for the ice hockey team. Don't ask, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, so it's a really fun campus to get involved with. We actually have something at Rider called engaged learning. So we actually require it of all of our students to graduate. They have to have some sort of credits outside of the classroom. So whether it be in an internship or research or through community service or campus service, students have to have an approved experience, at least 3 credits in engaged learning in order to graduate from Rider. So it's something that is certainly things that our students are all involved with. And one of the other things that a lot of students do is Meals on Wheels. So we actually provide all of the Meals on Wheels for Mercer County. So that's something that not just students get involved with, but also faculty and staff. So like I've volunteered a few times with some of my team, and faculty will sign up and they'll send out sign up sheets and everybody can sign up to volunteer and get involved. So it's kind of a nice activity that the whole campus gets involved with.
So I guess I go next.
Yeah.
So at Drew, we have 90+ clubs, so lots of opportunities for students to get involved. Our theater program is very, very strong, and theater, dance, music, and so students who want to get involved can. I remember working with a student who came to us as a science major, and after his first semester, he wrote to me and said, "Sunita, I'm going to be in a dance performance. Do you want to come and see me perform?" And I went, and I said to him afterwards, "Wow, I'm really impressed to see you in dance. I didn't think that was your thing." And he said, "I wanted to stretch, I wanted to grow, I wanted to meet a cohort of students I wouldn't meet otherwise. And so I decided to challenge myself, and I had a blast." So we do encourage students to try, if we don't have a club that you're interested in, starting up a club is very easy. You can get involved in student government, you can get involved in the clubs, you can get involved in residence life, you could be an RA if you wanted to. We're a Division III school. We have 22 athletic teams, so you could get involved in that, including golf and fencing, things that you don't, equestrian teams, so things you don't see everywhere. Club sports is also an option. Lots of ways to get involved. So anybody who's interested, I could go into more depth. You could just reach out to me. I will put my contact information in the chat as well. I think, is it Marcy who's next?
Thank you, Sunita. So at Rutgers, New Brunswick, we're big, right? So we have over 700 clubs and student organizations that you can get involved in. And that ranges, I think a lot of the same categories that Jennifer and Sunita mentioned, but we have fraternities, sororities, we have community service organizations, we have academic organizations like, accounting associations, we have performing arts, like dance troupes and choirs and, all kinds of stuff that you can get involved in. We do have also Division I, Big Ten athletics, but we have club sports that compete with other colleges and have uniforms and everything. And then we also have intramural athletics. If you just want to play with other Rutgers students and have fun, like not so tall basketball, something like that. Or we also have a Quidditch team. If you're a Harry Potter fan and you like to make believe you're flying around on a broomstick, you can do that as well. But I also wanted to mention that we have a couple of things that might be particular interest to a transfer student. We have a commuter student organization. A lot of our transfer students from Middlesex County College, since they live nearby, are commuters. So we do have that so that you can get to meet other commuting students and, really kind of get involved. We have our School of Arts and Sciences, which is our largest school, and it admits most of our transfer students, has a Tau Sigma Honor Society as well. So if you're interested in that, there's also living learning communities. Whether you live on campus or not, although I think most of the students take advantage of them if they do live on campus, but we do have one specific for our transfer students. So if you want to, kind of meet other incoming transfer students at the same time, you're welcome to do that as well. So lots to get involved in here at Rutgers New Brunswick. And I'm going to pass the baton over to Vince.